Having the Switch 2 now and playing older Switch 1 games, it's awesome. A lot of performance boosting, even if it doesn't actually have an upgrade, just with steadier frame rate and things like that. So, wonder if the Switch 2 can help me become better and perform better. Let's see. Switch. No, I think I'm still a disappointment to everyone. Hey everyone, how's it going? Total Level here, as I have had the Nintendo Switch 2 for just under a month now, and it got me thinking while playing it, whether a game has an upgraded Switch 2 version or not. Each Switch 1 game that I played and tried out has performed much better in terms of load times and steady frame rate, and so I thought I would take a look at 10 JRPGs on the Switch 1 that I am very excited to play on the Switch 2. These are ones that I haven't beaten yet, and so the Switch 2 will help make these games even better to play. Let me know in the comments down below which JRPGs or Switch 1 games in general that you're excited to play through on the Switch 2. And with all of that said, let's begin. I hope you all enjoy. And so, let's start off talking about the one I am currently playing, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. So yeah, this recently just came out this year, right? As I will say, starting this game, it wasn't the best first impression. I love Xenoblade, but X here starts off very slow with lots of tutorials in New LA, and I also never liked games that would lock you out of the main story until you hit a certain level or do certain missions, right? Which this one does, as you have to be a certain level along with doing certain affinity missions as well, and maybe some exploring survey elements. Now, the affinity missions I don't mind, as you get to know your party members more on a personal level, but it is a grind fest for many hours. After a while though, I am picking up on things to make, certain elements like surveying much easier, and now that I got a scale, it makes the game so much better. Playing it on the Switch 2 as well is a ton of fun, as load times feel pretty instant. There are a few times where it took a little longer, but for the most part, feels like it's 5 to 10 seconds, maybe even less at times. I'm glad I'm sticking with Xenoblade X, as it's now starting to come around for me and feels really great on the Switch 2. Next, I have 3 games in the same series, 2 main ones and 1 spin-off crossover game. We'll start with the main ones with Fire Emblem, 3 Houses, and Engage. I'm really excited to start playing through these on the Switch 2. While it's turn-based, it's not going to have the greatest impact when it comes to performance. I still think it's going to be so much fun on the Switch 2. Now, I will probably start with Engage first before playing 3 Houses, since there seems to be more controversy with Engage due to some changes, and so I figured I would play that one first and then go into 3 Houses. I may enjoy both experiences thoroughly, or perhaps enjoy Engage more by starting with Engage. Either way, both of these will be great to play on Switch 2. And the other one is Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Encore. Now, the little I played, I had fun. Originally a Wii U title that's crossover between Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem. This one has solid turn-based combat and a story that seems to be a bit kind of Sailor Moon-esque. Now, I have heard all the complaints about this game with its story, ease of difficulty, and censorship, but, I'm still looking forward to playing this game, and because I have no idea what is censored, I think I would still enjoy this one. And I feel like it would benefit on the Switch 2 with exploring the dungeons and even battles where there are a good number of particle effects happening. Either way, this is another one I am excited for. Next up, we have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or Violet in this case of what I have, and this one is a no-brainer. I played and streamed a little bit of this game on the Switch 2, and with the upgrade, it's already so much better to play. Now, I do still have issues with the game and some of how it's structured, along with glitches still being present, though I myself haven't run into any yet, or at least any big ones, but wow, is it just so much more fun being at 60 frames per second, having such great performance. It feels great to play this one. Once I get through a few more games, I will probably play Violet in the near future. Another one I'm excited to try is The World Ends With You Final Remix. Now, I recently got the DS version, and control-wise, yes, the DS one is the one to play. When they did the port remaster on Switch, they didn't optimize the controls very well, as either you play handheld modes where you have some touchscreen controls, or docked modes where you play with just one Joy-Con, you can't use the Pro Controller, and you're constantly recentering the Joy-Con. However, with both the Switch 2 upgrades and big improvements on the Joy-Cons themselves feeling much better in your hands, trying a little bit of this game just for a little bit on the Switch 2 felt much better. It's still not perfect, but it makes me excited to try this version of The World Ends With You that much more now. The next JRPG I have is Monster Hunter Stories 2. This is one I've been meaning to play for a long while since I love Pokemon type games, but just never played too much of it. It played fine on the Switch, but would struggle frame rate wise. When I quickly popped it in the Switch 2 though, wow, just the opening cutscene was so much smoother, and so it's going to be a fun experience when I do get to this one. Plus, the world and characters are super fun even early on, so I'm looking forward to see where the story goes. Another one that's been on my backlog for a while is Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince. Another one I played a bit of and need to get back into it, as it is really fun. Playing as the antagonist Sorrow from Dragon Quest IV, and set before the events of Dragon Quest IV, where he challenges his father and his father curses him to not being able to harm monsters, and so with the help of some villagers, Sorrow is able to control these monsters to challenge the Colosseum, get the attention of his father to try and lift the curse. Again, I love Pokemon type games, and while it played well on the Switch one, again, just excited for that performance boost on the Switch 2. So many amazing JRPGs to still play, and that's what gets me pumped up. Next up, we have Harvestella. This is one I have been playing off and on, and it's going to be so much fun on the Switch 2. Now, when the Switch 2 first came out, I do think there were issues at first running Harvestella on the console, but since then it has been updated, and I did play a little bit on the Switch 2, and yep, plays great. A much smoother experience, and just a fun RPG farming sim hybrid game with fun, energetic characters, an interesting story that involves this event called QuadCast, and some time travel elements, so I'm very excited to get back into Harvestella. And the final game we have here, and probably the biggest JRPG I've yet to play through, is NieR Automata. Now, the game played surprisingly well on the Switch one, the little bit I did play, and so I'm not expecting a huge performance boost on the Switch 2, but it should still be lots of fun, being both a spin-off and sequel to the Drakengard series, along with iconic characters that people just go crazy for, like 2B and A2, and insane action combat, though it is Platinum Games, so that's no surprise. I'm just really pumped to play this game on the Switch 2. This is one that I will try to find time for this year to see why it's one of the best action RPGs ever made. Only played a few hours of it and it was lots of fun, so yes, in due time, I will be playing through NieR Automata on my Switch too. And so, those are the 10 Switch 1 games that I am very excited to play on the Switch 2. Like I said at the start, let me know what you think in the comments. What JRPGs are you most excited for to play on the Switch 2, or just games in general? I would love to hear all of your thoughts in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Thanks everyone, have a great rest of your day. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Also follow me on X, Twitch, Bluesky, and I am back on Facebook now. All links will be on my About page, so follow me there. Even if it's just for the skits I do, I need someone to follow me. Okay, probably not the best way to encourage people, but anyways, I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone!